On a journey, mile markers show your progress toward a destination. New places to see, new people to meet. And yet, adulting, it's exciting and it's hard.
New experiences.
New fears to conquer.
New questions that need answers.
None of us get to the destination on our own. When that destination feels 1,000 miles away, you're not on that road alone. Hey, I'm Mike. Welcome to the start of this ministry. It is a blessing. Grateful that you guys could join us. One of the things I asked all of the people who are involved in this is, what's something that you want for young adults, for young men and women who are going through life, sometimes seeing things for the first time. Sometimes you've been through a whole lot and maybe life has got a lot easier. And yeah, we've got some questions. And one of the things I asked for everybody is, what do you want for this generation? I'm a meteorologist, is what I've been for much of my life. I've worked with 18 to 25-year-olds, young adults, for the better part of 13, 14 years, both professionally in a university and also in ministry. And meteorology is a lot about risk assessment. It's trying to understand the future and probable outcomes and possible outcomes and all of the what's going to happen. And I know some of you guys are thinking it must be nice to have a job where you get to be wrong all the time and still get paid. It's great. It's not exactly how that works either, by the way, but risk assessment. And so as I look out at the generation and I hear your stories and your concerns and your fears, the things that keep you up at night, wondering about all the goals that you have and if they could come to fruition. You're old enough to know that mistakes come with pretty big consequences, and you've had to limp through that. You've been a part of things that have just come into your life, a parent's divorce, a job loss at home, a fire, the loss of somebody that you care about, friendships that evaporate, boyfriend, girlfriend that just simply walks away. Some of you guys are old enough to have families and be married, and you're recognizing that, guess what? Your spouse isn't the perfect complement to everything in your life. And so there's a lot of risk as you look forward. Will I be able to have peace and joy and hope? And so for me, part of the thing that I am hoping that as we are blessed to put this series together and walk with you for a little while, is that you would remember who you are. That you would remember who you are, and that you would remember in whose you are. There's a Bible passage that's just precious to me, and the writer is writing to people who know who Jesus is. And if you don't know who Jesus is, I'm hopeful that this will be a safe place for you to explore that and to be able to ask questions and learn some things, get some insights. But this person in the Bible is writing God's word to say through that person, but basically God's speaking to you, and he says some powerful words. And this is what I hope that you will receive through all of this. And he'll say this: I pray that out of his glorious riches, that he may strengthen you with power in his spirit in your inner being. It's a picture of faith, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And he'll say this: and I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, not law, not guilt, not I got to, not shame, but in love, that you may have power, together with all God's holy people, to grasp, to really take hold of how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. And for those of you who don't know, that's that picture of the cross. And to know this love, and that word means to take possession of it, that surpasses knowledge, that it just wouldn't be head knowledge, but that it would be real relationship with the God who loves you, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Jesus said that he has a plan for you, and it's to give you and I life to the full. And we're never going to fully understand what that means on this side of heaven. But my prayer for you is that you would remember who you are, that you are loved, and that our God, through Jesus Christ, intends for you to live life and to have it to the full. And I pray that this ministry and this encouragement would maybe be a launching point for you to fully consider what that means.